Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing our 2 looks, 1 palette using the Glamlite and Ghostface collection, the Scream collection from Glamlite. And we're going to be doing our 2 looks with this finally. I'm so happy. And it's our, as you've seen in my first impressions, the gorgeous cool tone palette. We are still going to use some elements of the collection, so like the highlighter, the lip and all that jazz with the look, but yeah, this is the gorgeous cool tone palette that we're going to be using. I went for something a little bit more neutral for this look, with the red lip obviously, and I don't know what else I'm going to do for my next one. I might use some of these more kind of grey tones, maybe go dark smoky eye, that kind of thing, that kind of vibe, maybe use a bit of this one up here. But yeah, I am very excited to get into this 2 looks on palette for you guys to see what else we can do with this palette. And as I said throughout the video, it has been requested to do something a little bit more wearable with this palette, which is this look. Again, you can change things as you need to, but just to see what else, what kind of variety can we get with this palette, because it is all cool tones and is a bit more on the neutral side anyway. So this is, here we are. Just before we get into the actual video, my Instagram is linked down below where I post all the up close eye pictures, full face pictures of all my looks, and my TikTok is linked down below where you can see all the extra content down there. So let's not ramble on anymore, let's get into look number 1. Okay, so look number 1 with the Ghostface Lives palette. She's beautiful, there he is in all his glory. We're going to do some neutrals. We're going to use Shadows Back, which is like this grey tone brown, this tan shade, which I did use my first impressions already, Chilled Frost, and this one down here, which is Vengeful Spirit, kind of like a bronzy taupe. And we're just going to do quite a standard eye, something simple, because I want to use the red lip kit with this and do a full look with that. So that's kind of what we're going for. I've already got my skin on, my brows on, my eyeshadow primer on, which will all be listed down below. I've also got my cream bronzer and my cream blush on, which I'll go through towards the end of this look. And yeah, we're going to just jump right in. Okay, so I'm going to start with Shadows Back, that grey brown shade here, just for something nice and deep in the crease. And I do have my Ghostface mirror as well. We're going to pick up some of that shade on a 221S from MAC, just a skinny blending brush, and that's going to go on the outer corner. Again, like I said, just a standard eye, we're not doing anything cut creasy. I just want to do something nice and simple. It has been requested of me since posting my first impressions using this collection to do a more kind of everyday wearable kind of look with this palette, so I'm going to do my version of that. Which will be a neutral eye, but I'm going to add some fun elements to it, which you can always take out. You can always go as light as you want or as dark as you want with any of my looks. Pull away elements that you think are a bit much, or add elements if it's not enough. But I do like strong makeup. I like, you know, I like a good look to come together. So I always like something a bit weird added in. But I'm going to just take that shade all through the crease, and that kind of just blends on its own without me even trying. That blends so nice. Okay, so now I'm going to take the shade Chilled Frost, this one here, and I'm going to take that on a Beauty Bay BB203 brush, just a bigger fluffy brush, just for some blending. And these should blend very easily together. This is like a nice cool tone tan sort of shade, so that should just blend that right into the skin. It cools it down a little bit, so I might add a little bit more of that darker brown, but this is just to get it to go into my skin nicely. So just taking a little bit more of that darker brown and just re-intensify so it still looks nice and defined, and also brown as well, not too grey. Okay, so now I'm taking a MAC 212 brush, just like a flat square shaped brush. I'm going to take a little bit more of that brown as well, and we're going to run that along the lower lash line and just connect on that outer corner. Just want a nice kind of repeated process on the lower lash. And now, just to blend out that lower lash like we did on top, I'm just going to take a BH Cosmetics Rose Gold number 9 brush, which is like a angled fluffy brush. It's clean. I don't usually use brushes like this, but this one is clean, and I just literally want to run a little bit of that along the lower lash just to soften out the edge, like the tops, just so it's all matchy. The lower lash matches the top, they have the same kind of blend. There's quite a simple and easy look. We're just going to do shimmer, inner corner highlight, and that's kind of all for the eyes. So I'm going to take my Too Faced Glitter Insurance, and I'm taking that on a flat brush just from eBay. There's no name on it, it's just any old flat brush will do. So picking up some of that on the brush, and we're just going to mash some of that on the lid just for a nice sticky base. And then we're going to take Vengeful Spirit, which is that gorgeous bronzy taupey sort of shade, and I've just wiped off that brush and just pick it up on the same brush, and we're just going to pop that on the actual lid, just over all the areas we applied the glitter primer. That is such a beautiful shade. It's like a taupey shade with like gold flecks in it. Like, it's a very interesting neutral. So pretty, so pretty. And it's so nice knowing that you can do these more neutral kind of everyday looks with this palette. I'm just going to take a little bit more of Shadows Back, that darker brown, on the 221 that I used with it originally, and we're just going to dabble over the edge just to give us a nice blend. Okay, and last little step, we're going to take the little highlighter duo from the same collection. We're going to take this more gold shade because I'm going to use this as my face highlight. I don't want to use the silvers in the palette because it'll kind of contrast too much with this eye. I want this to be, although it's a cool tone eye, slightly warmer. So we're just going to take this one with the knife in it, this one down here, and we're going to take a little bit of that on another like small little brush I have from eBay as well, and that's just going to go as my inner corner highlight. Oh, that's so pretty. I haven't even worn it on my face yet, so this is my first time actually using it on my face. I'm just wrapping that around the whole tear duct area for a little bit of brightness. Okay, that's it. That's the look. Very easy, quick as well. Like, I've only been filming for 10 minutes doing my eyes, so there you go, that's it. I'm going to jump off, I'm going to do a liner. I might add some little rhinestones so it looks like I have to be a little bit weird like that. Some lashes, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to do, finish off my cheeks and pop the red lip balm, which you've already seen in the first impressions as well, which is linked up there and down there, so you can check that out properly in action. But yeah, I'm gonna finish off my face and I'll let you know what I use when I come back. Alright guys, so this is how I finish off the look. I'm so happy with this. It's quite winter Christmassy-ish, kind of, with a horror palette. Odd, but yes, this is the look. I'm so happy with how we finished it off. So let me go through everything that I used on my face. So to finish off the eyes, I went in at first with the number 7 Stay Perfect Amazing Eyes pencil in bronze, but it wasn't enough definition for me, but I kind of liked the tone of it. So I just went in with my Demolition pencil from Urban Decay, just on top to kind of get a mix of the two to kind of match. It almost matches the lid shade quite perfectly. My liquid liner is the Illamasqua liquid liner. It's got a felt tip. It's not my favorite liner in the world. I just wanted to give it another little try and see if I do still like it. It works well, but the kind of thick, stiff felt tips I always find a little bit more challenging to use. Like, I can use them, but they're just a little bit more work compared to like my MAC Brush Black or my NYX, what's it called? My NYX Epic Ink liner pen. They're a bit better, easier to kind of use. So I did use it. I do really like how it turned out. I'm very happy I did a liner. So yeah, that's what I use for the liner. My mascara is my Clinique High Impact mascara. I think this is like on its way out because it's just getting hard to put products onto the lash. It's not the easiest to put mascara on, but it works well for these kind of looks where I'm doing my looks and putting lashes on. I don't usually use it during the day. I usually use my MAC Stack mascara. My lashes then are the Colourpop, they're from the set It's Faux. You get like 8 pairs of lashes in it, and these are the Bella lashes, so they're actually quite soft compared to what I normally go for. A nice soft lash, but just something for a little bit of extra definition. And then I did add some rhinestones in kind of different sizes. I used my Shein, these are from Shein, the little set that I got. They're nail art crystals, AB crystals. You get like really, really teeny tiny ones here, which I used what was it? 7, 8 and 9 are the sizes that I use here. And just did them in like a row of them, so it kind of gradiates from size. These are the champagne crystals as well. For cheeks, I went in with my Kash Beauty bronzer stick in Shady Beach, just to bronze up my skin. I want something a little bit warm because we are going for this kind of like wintry sort of look. That's the kind of vibe I wanted to go for. My blush then, I just got a little sample of this. I don't think they do this anymore. This is the MAC Cream Blush in Brit, which is like a neutral kind of shade. I just wanted a cream, but I wanted it to be neutral, so I popped this on. And then, as I said I was going to do, I used my Glamlite and Ghostface highlighter duo, the more goldy champagne shade on my cheeks. For lips then, again, the Glamlite Ghostface collection. This is the Ghost Blood lip kit here. I used the liner, filled in my whole lip with the liner, and then popped the red gloss on top, and I love this. I love the feel of the gloss. It's so nice. So that is it. That is our look. I love how this turned out. I'm so happy I put the little rhinestones on. Again, if you want to be a little bit more everyday, you can take the rhinestones off. You can take the liner off. You can take the lash off. You can go a little bit lighter with it, whatever way you want to do. All of these looks like, with this kind of palette, you can just use the lighter neutrals like Chilled Frost and Movie Night in the socket and a little bit of the deeper shades if you want to, and then just pick a shimmer to go with if you want that as well. But this is like my version of like a wearable look with this palette, because I don't do wearable looks. I don't wear wearable looks myself. This is something I would wear, and for me every look is wearable. That is it. That is our first look using the Glamlite and Ghostface Lives palette, and yeah, I love how it turned out. So let's see what we do for look number 2. So let's jump right in to look number 2. If I sound weird, I've just woken up and I'm filming before work, which I haven't done in a while, so I might sound a little bit tired, but we are filming look number 2 using the Ghostface Lives palette from Glamlite. For this look, I really want to use this shade Masked Mystery, which is like a kind of charcoaly shade with like different colored glitters in it. It's a shimmer, it's not a sequin shade. I'm going to use Pure Ghostface down here, this almost like purpley grey kind of. I use Movie Night to blend, and I might use like one of the sequin shades as well just to kind of deepen it up. I'm going to do a halo eye as well to get something like that in there as well. I have got my skin on, my brows on, my eyeshadow primer on, which is all listed down below, and then I've also got my bronzer, my blush on, just because I am going to work. I need to be ready, so I just want to get that done while I was getting ready, and I'll go through that towards the end. Okay, we're going to start kind of different to how I normally start. We are going to start with the very lightest shade, which is Movie Night, the kind of greyish, very light grey up here, and I kind of just want that along my brow bone, mostly just to help this shade blend. That's really all. It's not that it's going to be difficult to blend, but just to give us something there so it blends into it, because the other shades will kind of grey it up or neutral it up too much for me. So that's what I want to start with, and I'm taking that on a big fluffy brush. This is a BB203 brush from Beauty Bay, and I'm just going to take that through my crease, and we can go back in and use this shade to blend as well if we need to, but this kind of just helps it all merge into my skin nicely. So super quick, super easy, just throw it through the crease. I didn't even bring it down to the outer corners or anything like that, just in the crease for something to blend. Now we're going to take Pure Ghostface, which is this shade down here, and I'm taking that on another Beauty Bay brush. This is a 204, which is like a smaller fluffy brush, and we're going to pick up some of that and we're going to start working through our crease. So starting on the outer corner first, just build that colour up, and I'm going to take a little bit more and pop it on the inner corner. Then this is not going to be a super dramatic, well, it's going to be a dramatic eye. It's not going to be a very contrasting halo eye because the light is not going to be very bright. It's just going to be a light, a shimmer through the crease, which will kind of make it look a little bit lighter. I wanted it to be kind of a dark halo eye and just give the effect of the halo without it being like a bright white down the middle or anything like that. And I'm just leaving a gap for now through the center because I will blend that together in a minute. And then just whatever's left on that bigger fluffy brush that we use for the first lighter shade, I'm going to start softening out the edge of that just into the grey that we already have laid down, and that's when I'm going to start pulling through the crease. If you want to add more of the grey, the darker grey, through the crease, you absolutely can. I might, I don't know yet. Okay, so now we're going to go back in with Pure Ghostface, not the first grey, the second shade that we just used. And I'm taking that on a 219 from MAC, just a little pencil brush. And we're just going to run that all along the lower lash. And I'll use the lighter grey to soften that out as well. But just make sure that's nice and connected on the lower lash to the outer corner. Exciting this morning, my Friday the 13th collection arrived just about 10 minutes before I started filming. And I opened it on, it looks beautiful. But I don't know when I'm going to get to film that. Well, I know I'm going to get to film probably like from next week onwards, but it will go up soon. Because I have this video to pop up, and I've also got another kind of like another palette that I want to use that's not anything to do with these collections. So I will have those up first, and then I'll probably do the Friday 13th. So stay tuned for that. And I may have my Christmas decorations up by then. So just prepare yourselves. It's probably going to be a bit of a Christmassy horror fiasco kind of going on, which kind of works out because the Friday 13th palette has like red, a little bit of green in it, and then Nightmare on Elm Street is a red palette and a green palette, so Christmassy, it is Christmassy. Okay, and then I'm taking a little bit more of the Movie Night shade, the lightest grey that I used at the very beginning, on the same brush that I used for it, and just fluff around the edge of this just to soften it out. Okay, so now I'm going to take an e.l.f. contour brush, which is just like a small, like kind of stubby, it's like a giant pencil brush, and we're going to start with Ghostface Lives, the kind of sequined shade. I just want to use it and see what it's like. Yeah, that's kind of all, because I don't use sequin shades too often. It's not the darkest one in the palette. There is the black one, Total Suspense, and then there's a matte black as well. So I'm going to just take that, I'm going to use that to deepen the outer corner. I'm not bringing it like into the crease or anything like that. I'm just going to dabble it on that outer corner there. And if I need to, I'll use one of the blacks to deepen it again. But I'm kind of okay with this for now. I'll see once the shimmer goes on if I do want to go a little bit darker. Popping it on the inner part in here again, right just in the corner. And then we will use the other shades to blend. See, that's the thing with like sequin shades, the sequins. The sparkles that are in it just kind of dust away, so I don't know why I can't just be matte. Just do matte. And then, see, if you did just do matte, it's very similar to two other shades. Like this one is very similar to the Pure Ghost Face, the base colour, and then the black one is very similar to the matte black then, if you take the sequins away. So just do 2 different colours then. Like if I was making a palette myself, I would not have any sequin shades in it. It would be kind of duochrome-y, fun kind of like shimmer shades like that, multi-chromes if I could, and kind of regular shimmers, and then like loads of mattes as well. And the lighter shade being a shimmer and the darker shade being a matte, as I always prefer in my palettes. So I'm just taking a 214 from MAC, which is like a flat little really dense brush. And I'm going to take a little bit of that and run that along my lower lash line. Like there will be little flecks of sparkles around, which I don't really mind. Doesn't bother me too much. You can always just use the matte if it does bother you. Just taking a little bit of whatever's left on the brush I used for Pure Ghost Face, the second grey, and just make sure that that's all nice and soft and blended together. Loving these tones. It's like plummy-ish, like a grey plum. Very nice. Okay, so now for the fun part, we're going to go with shimmer, and we're going to use our NYX glitter primer. Don't need too much of it, just a small amount, and we're going to take that on a 239 from MAC, just a flat brush, taking a little bit of the glitter primer, and we're just going to pop that down the middle. I have found recently that I've been using too much glitter primer and it started to crease on me a little bit, so I'm trying to rein it in and only use a small amount. So even that much I put out was a bit too much for 2 eyes, so I'm just going to pop some on the other eye as well. And then we're going to go in with Masked Mystery, which is like kind of again the same kind of base colours. It's maybe a touch darker, but with loads of like sparkle in it, because it's an actual shimmer it will come out that tiny bit lighter. But I can use the black if this is too deep for this. I will go in with a little bit of the black, the matte black or something like that. Oh, it's like a little disco ball. Oh my god, the sparkles are so cute in that. I'm just overlapping that with the grey on either side. Oh, it's literally like, it's like a black disco ball with like multicolored sparkles when it hits the light. Oh, it's so cute. Then I'm just going to take the brush I used for Pure Ghost Face, the kind of mid-tone grey that I used, taking a tiny bit more of that and just dabble around all the edges and the crease and everything to really soften it out so there's no harshness with that shimmer, because again it is a dark shimmer, so there can be a little bit dark base to it. There's not really much fallout from that either, which I really like considering it's a sparkly black. Like, I'm very happy with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my inner corner first, and then I'll kind of decide after that. So I'm going to take this detailer brush from Real Techniques, just a little flat brush. You can use it as a lip brush, but I like it for my eyes. I don't use lip brushes on myself. I'm going to take, what am I going to take? Mirror Gleam, because we didn't really get a chance to like fully see that in action, so I want to take that shade. And that's going to be my inner corner. And this kind of has like a greeny base to it with like a pink flash through it. And that's going to go on the inner corner for a little bit of highlight. And that's such a fun little like shift to the eye as well. So I still can't decide whether I want the black or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump off, I'm going to finish off the eyes, do my cheeks, do my lip, and then I'll decide at the very, very end if I want to add black. I think once I have like my liner, mascara and lashes on, I'll kind of know if I want the black added in, if I need it to be a little bit deeper. I kind of like how it is as it is. I'm not sure. So I'm going to jump off, finish off my face, and I'll let you know what I use when I come back. Alrighty guys, so this is how we finish off the look. I love how this turned out. I didn't actually add any of the black, because once the like liner underneath and lash went on and everything in my mascara, like I knew once my mascara went on that I wasn't going to use the black, because I just think the shimmer on the centre of the lid adds enough, and there's not too much contrast between the grey that I used and the shimmer. So I'm happy. I'm so happy with how this turned out. It's like a classic smoky, sultry kind of eye. So let's go through everything that I used on my face. To finish off the eyes, super simple. I went in with my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide on eye pencil in Crave, which is kind of like that darker grey that I used to deepen up the eye. It's like a aubergine grey, if that makes sense. It's that kind of colour, so I use that on my waterline. My mascara is my MAC Stack waterproof mascara, and my lashes are the Kash Beauty Charm lashes, just to give a nice fluttery effect to the eye. On the cheeks then I use my Fenty Beauty Sunstalker bronzer in the shade In the Sun. One of my favourites. I always put it out every so often, but it is definitely still one of my favourite. It is my favourite powder bronzer, really. For blush, I decided to give this another go. I used the Ghost Face blush. What is it? There's literally no shade on it. I always keep thinking there's a shade on it, but the super red one. Again, it can be hard to kind of work with because it's quite strong. Very easy to go overboard, which I did. I had to blend it out, but once it's on and blended, I think it looks beautiful. And then for highlight, I went for a kind of pinky sheen. It's kind of tie in with the pinky tone on the inner corner. This is the Space Age highlighter from Kaleidos in the shade Star Surfer. So just pop that on my cheeks. And then for lips, I just went in with my Whirl lip liner from MAC, just lined my lips, filled it in, and then I used the Ghostface lip kit with just the lipstick from it, so not the lip liner, just to see how it worked with like regular nudes instead of the other kind of like grey lip liner, just to see how it kind of looked together, and I love it. It's actually so nice. Alrighty, so that is our second look. That is our 2 looks on palette using the Ghostface Lives palette from Glamlite. I'm so excited about this palette. I'll definitely in the future do like palette bingos with all my horror palettes from Glamlite, like maybe pair this with the Chucky palette or whichever way it kind of works out, because now I have my Friday the 13th collection in as of today, which I will do my videos on that, and I've also got my Nightmare on Elm Street on the way. But I'm so excited to dive into this a little bit more. Spooky season is going to be full. She's going to be full of get ready with me using all these palettes, so it's going to be a very fun time. I'm very happy I have this collection. I'm so happy with all the stuff that's in the collection. I'm so excited. So I want to know down in the comments below, what do you think of this look? Which look was your favourite? Do you like this kind of sultry, smoky grey, smoky eye? Or, how many times did I say smoky there? Or did you like the more neutral kind of Christmassy vibe look with the red lip as well? Or did you prefer my first impressions? Which one was your favourite? If you did like this video, give me a big thumbs up down below. So quickest, simplest and easiest way to give me a little bit of support to get me around to more people, and also let me know that you liked the video, and I will continue to do many more. Don't forget to subscribe down below to see many more videos coming up. We've got some kind of not horror themed palettes, if they're kind of annoying you at this point, coming up, and also more horror themed palettes coming up if they're not annoying you. Plus Christmas is around the corner, so we'll be doing some wintry content and closing out the year as well with all of our end of year favourites and palette ranking for the year. As I said in the beginning, my Instagram is linked down below. I post all the up close eye pictures, full face pictures of all of my looks, and my TikTok is down there for a little bit of extra content. So I think that is everything for me, guys. I will leave you here, and I will see you in the next video.